Hey, are you a moron? I'm talking to you. That's right. The odds are you're probably, if you're an investor in microcap stocks, buying penny stocks, there's a 95% chance that you're a complete idiot. But I want to help you. I'm going to help you out the next minute or two. I'm going to give you some advice that potentially might change your life and might potentially make you a one of our penny stock billionaires. Now, look, they call me the $1 trillion man because I've helped create over $1 trillion in wealth for investors over the last 25 years, helping introduce investors to countless stocks that have increased, doubles, triples, five baggers. Too many 10 baggers to count. Just in the last 2 years, we've had 12 stocks that increased between 1,000 and 5,000%. That's right, 10x to 50x. Now, here's the mistake that most of you guys are making, and here's what it is: you're paying too much for stocks. You are overpaying. Right now, most of you are buying. You're buying these stocks at basically at sucker prices. Okay, you're locking yourself into a loss. Here's what I'm talking about. If you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, #1 bestseller on Amazon, that's right. I reveal all my secrets so that even an idiot like you can become a genius, an Albert Einstein. I mean, literally, I can take a guy who's a complete moron. Just so you know, I have helped guys who are homeless. I swear to God, one of my first employees was actually a guy who was homeless. He was a homeless guy in New York, and within 18 months, I helped him become a millionaire. Okay, his name was Tom. Like, I don't want to give it the last name. First initial is B. I don't want to give it. I want to keep this confidential. But anyway, here's the thing. You guys are overpaying for these stocks because you're buying them at crazy premiums. Now, let me give you an example. All right, if you read my book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, my whole theory is the way you make money is you got to buy these things cheap. You got to buy them with a built-in profit. You got to buy a stock that's trading at a 90% discount, 90%, at least a 50% discount to where the public market is. What am I talking about? Okay, let me make it real quick. Again, get the book 10 Bagger Blueprint on Amazon if you want to get the full story. But the point is this: let's say the comps are, and again, it's just like real estate, exactly like real estate. It works the same way. If the peer group is trading at a valuation of, let's call it 10 times earnings, 10 times revenues, okay, 10 times revenues, right? If the peer group is trading at 10 times revenues, I want to be buying a stock that's trading at 2 times revenues, right? That's the way you make money, because at some point the valuation gap should close. If we do our job correctly, in terms of the promotion side, if the company executes, the CEO executes, he does his part. Now, some magic does have to happen for that to work. But again, I've done this over and over again. I've created over $1 trillion in shareholder wealth by doing exactly that, getting companies in front of investor eyeballs, and that created investor demand, and the valuation gap is closed. Companies execute, valuation gap is closed. Are you following me so far? Okay, bottom line is get into a stock trading at a discount of 50 to 90% below market caps. Now, again, if you're following my website, wallstreetreporter.com, you know which stocks I'm talking about. I'm not going to tell you on the video, but one of them is a biotech stock, one of them is an AI stock. As of May 2023, this video is being done, and I think both of these stocks have potential to be 10 baggers. Otherwise, I wouldn't be working with them. Okay, again, I've had 10 baggers plus in the last couple of years. I'm looking for more. I think these guys have what it takes. Well, let me be candid. I think the CEOs aren't doing as great of a job as they should be. They're kind of underperforming, in my opinion. But you're getting these stocks so cheap. That's your edge. That's basically your edge. Now, at the same time, I'm looking at a couple of stocks which are trading at crazy valuations, in my opinion. Valuations of $70 to $200 million. And what do these companies have? Absolutely nothing. Literally, again, if you want to trade a $200 million valuation in 2023, I mean, you better be generating, at least, 20 to 30 million in revenues, maybe making a profit, ideally making a profit. Have, potential for exponential growth. Okay, the only reason a company should be trading at a valuation of 200 million, which is basically I'm using an example of a company that has got a 2 million in revenues, and they claim to be an AI company. I think it's total fraud, 100% fraud. And the regulators, the BCSC, the Canadian regulators, they haven't done anything about it because they're basically getting paid off Okay, they're getting paid off. That's right. It's totally corrupt system in Canada. Completely corrupt. So these guys are paid off to look the other way while this scam AI company is trading at a 200 million valuation. What is it worth really? It's worth basically zero. Why? Because they got 20 million a year in losses that's growing. They got less than 2 million in revenues, which are questionable, by the way. Those are questionable revenues. Now, why am I saying this? Am I trying to badmouth a company? No, I'm giving you an example. And by the way, this is like an example of countless stocks. Why are these stocks trading at big valuations? Well, this company has been spending like probably $4 million in the last 8 months on promotion. That's right, maybe $5 million. Listen, when you throw that type of money on promoting a stock, I mean, it's going to go up, right? And again, you can do this for a little bit of time. You can't do it forever. At some point, the market, gets back to reality, and I think that's going to happen, and these things are going to crash. So the point is this, my friends: don't overpay for these stocks. You got to get them cheap. Get them cheap. The stocks we're talking about are valuations of 8 million, 10 million, 20 million dollars. As of 2023, they have some revenues. They got some catalysts. There's upcoming catalysts that can really create a massive increase in the valuation of those stocks. They're at an inflection point. They got all the stuff lined up. Now, to be completely candid, I'm not happy with the management of these companies that I'm referring to that are dirt cheap. They haven't been promoting the story. They haven't been doing their part as well as they should be, in my opinion. But that's I'll leave that for another time. But the bottom line is this, right? Look, the only way you're going to make money, big money, I'm talking about big money where you can buy a boat like this. This is my third boat. This boat over here. This is the boat I use for my servants. In order to get in order to do this, you gotta really, you got to buy stocks cheap. All right, when you get the built-in profit, you're gonna make money. Again, get the book 10 Bagger Blueprint on Amazon. It's gonna change your life. It's $19.95. If you can't afford $19.95, you should just what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life that you can't afford $19.95? Look, I'm guaranteeing you 100 to 1. Invest 100 to 1 in your investment. If you don't make at least $2,000 with that book, send it back. I'll give you $40. I'll give you $40. Okay, you double your money. If you can't make, if you send me the book back and you say, look, $1 trillion man, I tried, I did everything you said, and I wasn't able to make $2,000. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you the money back. I'm going to send you $40. I'm going to double your money because you need a lot of help. You need a lot of mental help that, it's kind of charity, basically, I'm doing for you. So anyway, check it out, 10 Bagger Blueprint on Amazon. Here's to your 100x, my friends.